Scorpio, today is not ordinary, and neither are you. If you are receiving this message on June 1st, know that the timing is sacred. I don't say that to be poetic. I say it because something deep within you has already sensed this shift before your conscious mind could name it. The winds have changed. The stars have rearranged. And now the moon whispers directly to Pluto, your ancient ruler, awakening a current of transformation that is not coming from the outside, but rising within you. I feel it in your field, Scorpio. A readiness, a reckoning, a silent vow to no longer look away from what hurts, not because you enjoy pain, but because you know that healing begins where honesty lives. This alignment between the moon and Pluto is not soft, but it is sacred. It is here to help you take back what was buried beneath old stories, your power, your voice, your sacred will. In your professional world, this could look like a sudden realization that you've been playing small or waiting for validation that never truly matched your worth. Today is the day you see through it. Your intuition, already razor sharp, becomes a tool of discernment that cuts through illusion. The fog lifts, the mask drops, and underneath it all, you recognize not just the opportunity, but the authority within you to claim it. You might find yourself looking at a situation that once felt overwhelming, a tangled contract, a power dynamic, a lingering sense of inadequacy. And instead of shrinking from it, something stirs in your belly. Something says enough. Not with anger, but with clarity. You are not here to stay silent in rooms that diminish your fire. You are here to redirect the narrative, not by force, but through precision presence and unshakable knowing. So today, Scorpio, I urge you, do not ignore the whisper. Do not brush aside the sensation that something is rising. Pluto does not speak in noise. It speaks in gravity. And when it moves through the moon, it doesn't just activate feelings, it transforms them. This is your invitation to re-enter the realm of your purpose, not as a dreamer, but as the one who decides. Scorpio, today's financial energy is not about numbers on a screen or quick fix abundance. Spells is about the deeper truth beneath your relationship with prosperity. And if you're brave enough to look, there truly look, you may find that your current circumstances are not a result of what you lack, but of what you've been conditioned to believe you deserve. I feel the tension in your field, the longing to expand and the fear of what expansion might cost. Perhaps you've held a dream close to your chest, a vision of financial freedom, of building something that reflects your inner richness. But time and time again, something stops you. Sometimes it's doubt. Sometimes it's guilt. Sometimes it's a quiet voice that says, "Who do you think you are to ask for more?" And today I'm here to tell you, not as an astrologer, but as a mirror, that voice is not yours. It never was. With Jupiter gently brushing the edges of your money house and Pluto in harmonious conversation with the moon, you are being asked not to hustle harder, but to heal deeper. Because real abundance isn't born from striving, it's born from alignment. And that alignment begins the moment you choose to detach your value from your past, from your productivity, from the praise or withholding of others. You may notice subtle signs today. A forgotten opportunity returning, a conversation that sparks a new idea, a chance to renegotiate something that once felt final. Do not rush these moments. Listen to them. Speak slowly. Choose with intention. And ask yourself, does this opportunity reflect who I've been or who I'm becoming? The universe isn't asking you to chase more. It's asking you to receive differently, to stop surviving, to begin circulating your energy with clarity and confidence, whether that means investing in yourself, raising your prices, saying no to what drains you, or stepping into a role that once intimidated you. There may be moments when discomfort rises when claiming more feels like betrayal to the version of you who got used to scarcity. And that's okay. Let her speak. Let her cry. Let her be witnessed. But do not let her choose what comes next. She did her job. She kept you safe. And now it is time for a different kind of safety, the kind born from truth, not limitation. Today, your financial field is open to recalibration, but it will respond not to fear, not to desperation, only to integrity. So speak your truth in every transaction. Bless every dollar that leaves your hand. And remember, you are not earning your worth. You are learning to own it. Scorpio, if your heart feels tender today, raw, in a way you can't quite explain, please know this: it is not weakness. It is awareness. The stars are peeling back another layer of your emotional armor, not to expose you, but to return you to the truth of what your heart has always known, that love was never meant to be a place where you disappear. I feel the ache you carry, the part of you that wants connection so deeply, yet often finds yourself caught between surrender and self-protection. You've loved with everything before. You've given until you were empty. You've stayed when it hurt, hoping presence would transform what silence could not. And now, standing at the threshold of new choices, you may be asking, how do I love without losing myself again? The answer isn't in detachment, Scorpio. It's in discernment. And today the universe is gifting you the clarity to recognize the difference between love that expands you and love that asks you to shrink. If you're in a relationship, this may be a day of emotional mirroring moments where your partner reflects something back to you that you've long hidden, or perhaps a conversation arises that calls for honesty. You've been afraid to voice. Speak it. Not in anger, not in fear, but from the place within you that longs for liberation. If they truly see you, they will listen. If they love you, they will rise to meet you in that truth. And if they don't, that is not rejection. That is redirection. If you're navigating solitude, whether recent or long-standing, know this: your loneliness is not a flaw. It is a clearing, a sacred space where you are finally being invited to witness yourself without distortion. Love is not absent from your life. It is preparing to meet you at the frequency of your healing, preparing to enter not through longing, but through resonance. The more you become your truest self, the more you become magnetic to the kind of love that does not ask you to fragment. There may also be someone from your past pulling on your energy, perhaps not through contact, but through memory, through unspoken feelings left suspended. If that connection dims your light or triggers your doubt, I ask you to gently close that chapter, not with resentment, but with reverence. Not all love is meant to last. Some are meant to awaken, to shake you awake, to show you who you are and who you are no longer meant to be. So on this day, I invite you to love bravely, but not blindly, to open your heart, but not abandon your boundaries, to let someone in, but only if they knock with intention, not entitlement, because you, Scorpio, are not here to be consumed. You're here to be cherished. Scorpio, today is not about finding all the answers. It's about remembering that your questions, the ones that keep returning at 3 a.m., the ones you whisper into the silence when no one is watching, are sacred. They are doorways. And today the stars invite you not to force them closed with logic, but to walk through them with presence. There is a stillness asking to be heard beneath the layers of your mind. Not the kind of stillness that demands silence, but the kind that arises when you stop arguing with your own knowing. When you stop trying to make sense of why certain people drifted, why some things never healed the way you wanted, or why your timeline looks different from the one you imagined. There is nothing broken in you, only a rhythm so uniquely yours that the world forgot how to hear it. But you didn't. With the moon harmonizing with Pluto, your emotional world deepens today, not into chaos, but into clarity. What has felt heavy may rise to the surface not to haunt you, but to liberate you. Old grief, buried resentment, even unexpected tears may come, not as regressions, but as sacred release. Allow it. Let the body speak. You do not need to intellectualize every feeling. You only need to feel it all the way through. This is a powerful time to return to the body, to ground yourself in what is real, what is felt, what is true in the present moment. Sit in stillness. Light a candle not for aesthetics, but for ritual. Place your hands over your heart and lower belly. Breathe. Let each inhale say, I'm here. Let each exhale say, I'm listening. And when the emotion comes, because it will, do not run. Do not shame it. Do not try to solve it. Just be with it. It is not your enemy. It is your messenger. Spiritually, you are being guided to reclaim your inner sovereignty. That means no longer outsourcing your clarity, your intuition, or your peace to anyone else. It means standing in your light, even when others are uncomfortable with your glow. It means creating space to hear your own voice before absorbing everyone else's noise. And above all, it means trusting that the divine within you is not confused. She knows, she remembers, and she is waiting for you to believe her again. So today, Scorpio, do not seek more answers. Seek alignment. Do not chase purpose. Sit with presence. Do not fear your sensitivity. It is not a flaw. It is your compass. And when you honor that, when you walk with awareness and intention, the path may not become easier, but it will become yours. You are not here to walk a path of perfection. You are here to walk a path of truth. And today, that is more than enough. Scorpio, if you've walked with me this far, not just with your ears, but with your whole being, then you already know today was never just another square on the calendar. June 1st has unfolded not as a destination, but as a mirror. And what it has shown you is you. The version of you that no longer apologizes for their depth. The version of you that no longer explains away their intuition. The version of you that no longer waits for permission to stand in their full luminous power. The stars have spoken in whispers, not shouts. Through shifts in emotion, through glimmers of memory, through moments of hesitation that upon closer listening revealed the invitation to rise. And now, as the day quiets and the sky deepens into velvet, the final message is simple. Your light is not up for negotiation. You do not owe your silence to those who cannot hold your truth. You do not need to prove your healing, defend your boundaries, or shrink in the presence of anyone who fears your expansion. Your journey is not about pleasing the past. It's about fulfilling your soul contract with the future. So take this moment right now to place your hand over your heart. Breathe with me. Feel the steady rhythm beneath your skin. That is your inner compass. That is the drumbeat of your destiny. And it's asking you not for answers, but for devotion. Devotion to your own becoming. Devotion to your light, even when it flickers. Devotion to the fire that has never gone out, only waited. If this message awakened something in you, let it be more than insight. Let it be your turning point. Tap like not for me, but as a declaration to yourself, I'm still here. I'm still choosing. Comment, I choose my light, or drop a butterfly emoji. If you are done dimming, done doubting, done waiting for the perfect moment to reclaim your power, and if this message spoke to your soul, Scorpio, share it. Someone out there, perhaps someone you'll never meet, is standing in the fog waiting for the sign you just received. Be that spark. Be that mirror. Be that breath of courage passed forward. Scorpio. If you are still here, not just listening, but feeling, then this wasn't just a video. This was a homecoming, a sacred pause between what was and what will be. And I want you to know something that perhaps no one has said to you in a very long time. I am proud of you. Not because you got everything right, not because you made the perfect choice, but because you stayed with yourself when it would have been easier to abandon your truth. Because you kept showing up to your path, even when the road ahead was foggy. Because you listened not to the loudest voice in the room, but to the soft, steady one within you that kept whispering, there's more. You've walked through illusions that tried to convince you your power was too much. You've sat in rooms where your silence was mistaken for weakness. You've loved people who couldn't meet you, and still you never stopped believing in the possibility of something sacred. That kind of resilience doesn't shout, it hums. It hums in your bones. It glows behind your eyes. It lives in the way you rise again and again without fanfare, but always with fire. And now here you are, on the edge of a new timeline, one that doesn't demand you prove your worth, but asks instead, are you ready to remember it? I know you are. So tonight, as the stars turn overhead and the day draws its final breath, take a moment for yourself. Not the performance of self-care, but the actual act of sacred honoring. Place your hand over your heart, feel its rhythm, and ask gently, what truth am I finally ready to live? Then listen, really listen. The answer may not come in words, it may come in a breath, a tear, a stillness that wraps around you like understanding. Let that be enough. If this message has met you where you are, if it has stirred something you didn't have language for, but always knew was there, then let this be the vow you carry forward. I will no longer shrink to be digestible. I will no longer apologize for the depth I was born with. I will no longer wait for the world to be ready before I become who I am. I am Selena, and I have walked through my own fire to bring these words to you. Not from a pedestal, but from beside you. We are in this together. We are remembering together. And no matter how quiet your transformation may seem, know this: the universe notices. The moment you choose your light, reality begins to rearrange itself in your favor. So rise, Scorpio. Not in noise, not in rage, but in quiet, embodied truth. And when you do everything, everything changes. Until next time I see you, I honor you, and I will meet you again beneath the stars.